everyone, Mr. Mom Collectibles, and I am back today with another review and unboxing. And today we're going to be looking at an exciting one. I'm so happy to add this to the collection. This is the Hot Toys DX24 Bespin Luke from my personal favorite Star Wars movie, The Empire Strikes Back. If you're new to the channel, this is your first time, consider liking and subscribing, hit that notification icon for upcoming reviews and streams, and make sure to drop a comment in the video below. Now, I normally wouldn't do a review on this, but I want to do it in a little bit different fashion because I got the DX24 because I didn't see the need to get the DX25. I didn't see there being much of a price difference, but what I want to get into with the review as we go through the unboxing process is this worthy of a DX product? And now, as you're seeing here, with typical DX fashion, you're getting upgraded packaging. We showed first the outer box, and now this is the inside when you slip the box out of the slipcase. This is what the box you're going to be seeing, with some fantastic artwork all wrapped around, showing off all the product information, as typical with many DX releases. And then the next stage is when you actually slip the figure out. This is the over jacket that you would remove from the figure, and has a nice picture of the figure itself. As you see there, it slips out like a book style case, which is really nice. So like I said, the packaging is upgraded compared to your normal Hot Toys. And then when you remove that top piece, there is the figure. This is the DX24. It comes with the figure itself and the swappable hairpiece. If you get the DX25, you'll also have the additional accessory of the Luke Skywalker face inside the damaged Darth Vader helmet. And as I said, for the price difference from what you're getting, I just didn't see that beneficial. It wouldn't be used in my display, hence why I went with the DX24. So now we're going to go over all the accessories that come with this figure. Very simple, as you can see. Really the display piece is the standout item, but the first piece you get is the mechanism for the rolling eyes, because it does come with the purse system, so you can change the eyes, and it comes with two lightsaber blades. The first one is the straight blade, which is in the blue, which is pretty typical with all Star Wars Jedi figures or people that have a lightsaber. And then the second is the swooshing effect. Really nicely done. Like I said, has that like a crystallized ice blue effect to it, which is really nice. And then if this is your first or multiple Luke Skywalker figure from this particular era, you have another hilt that you can put on, and it's really well done. The paint application is great. I have no complaints about the way this looks. It looks really awesome. Can't wait to have that displayed on the figure. And then the next one is something that I have a gripe about, which is the button cell battery arm. If you want to light up the figure, you have to put the button cell batteries in and swap out the arm. This is a negative that I have towards the figure in terms of I think they should have went with USB lightsabers. We'll talk about that in a moment. And then here you have the blaster that was used for Empire Strikes Back that he had on his holster, which I think is really well done. This is my first time owning this particular piece, and I really like it a lot. This is actually how I'm displaying my figures with the blaster. You come with extra pegs and the button cell batteries for the arm. And the main piece, the main accessory that you get with the DX24 and 25 is this display base from the freezing chamber. I think it's a fantastic piece. It's one of the best bases. Every review that I've seen from this figure, everyone really gives the base fantastic reviews. It has an on and off switch. It is powered by USB-C, so you can power the base as you see here by itself, or if you want to use the additional accessory attachment to make the base bigger, you have two lighting options. And this is an additional piece that latches onto the base. They're like more hoses and more accessories to kind of emphasize the overall, like the gas canisters, the air canisters for the compressed air, I suppose, if you want to call it that. But as you see, this has another USB-C, and it has an on and off switch. The way that this works is underneath the unit, there's a little toggle, and I'll show you how this works. This actually plugs into the main base, and under there you can see there's a little switch, and you actually push it forward, and a little USB-C nub extends, and then you would take this and actually slide it into the existing base. Now, one thing I don't like is that when you slide this in, there really isn't like a satisfaction to it locking in where it's secure. It just slides in. So if you have this on your display, they have to be butted up with each other because they can pull apart very easily. Was multiple times, like you see how it's a little loose there. There really isn't a locking mechanism that keeps them in place, so you could hold it as one unit. And then you see this little on and off switch, and they'll both light up together, and we'll show that off a little bit later in the video. But that's one thing I kind of don't like about it, is that, you know, with the base, it kind of can be a little bit loose at times. You have to make sure they're secured together. Now, these are the other accessories that come with the DX. You have a pair of hands, an additional swap out hair sculpt, and then you have the holster. The hands, Hot Toys, once again, it nails it. The paint application looks great. The detail, you have a couple force style hands, a fist, and some gripping hands. So you have a variety of what you need for this figure to achieve the look that you want to have in your display. But like I said, the paint effect looks really great. I have no qualms about these. I think Hot Toys does a great job with these accessories when it comes to hands. And like I said, you have a nice variety here. Not too many, but you have a nice variety to achieve the look that you want. And then the next piece that you have is the swappable hair, so you can have a different hairstyle to him if he's in an action pose. It's magnetic, so you just pop one off, pop one on, which is really nice as well. The light, the painting, and the texture to it, once again, is a really great job what they did. And then another accessory, which is I found kind of funny that they had it removed off the figure, is the pleather belt, as if it's kind of like you're getting more with it. You know, it's kind of trying to beef up the figure, but it really is just, like I said, it's a Velcro belt. I did notice to be, when I was going through it, there is a magnet clip there, as you see, but the piece that wraps around his leg, I didn't see there was a magnet on that. So the way that I installed this is I slipped it under his leg and ran it up his leg and then Velcroed it around his waist. As you can see here, it has the clips to hold the lightsaber. You put the blaster in. It is pleather, not made of real leather. That would have been a nice touch for a DX if they made it leather. That way it doesn't deteriorate over time. But as you can see here, this little piece, I thought it was magnetic or Velcro. I didn't really mess with it too much, but we'll take a look at what this looks like on the figure now. So this is the figure out of the box. I didn't do any drastic posing with it. I just took him out and just stood him right in front of the camera. I just want to go up and down and pan the tailoring. As note, the holster right there, the loop around the thigh, what I did was I ran it up the leg first, and then I positioned it, and then I Velcroed the belt around the waist. I didn't read the instructions, but I did that. No harm to anything, and that was just a very easy and quick way of doing it. The head sculpt, it really looks nice. It's a really great representation to Mark Hamill from this time period. I know there's been a lot of talk about the quality of the suit. The tailoring looks really great, hugs the body well. It was very slim fit to him in the movie, so I think they did a great job with that. One of the criticisms I've seen was that it was too clean and that it wasn't dirty enough. And I know this suit was used at different points in time throughout the movie, but most of the time when people see it, they think of him fighting Darth Vader, and he's bloodied, he's battle damaged. And I know that there's like services on Instagram where people are actually weathering the figure. You send them the figure and they actually weather it for you. I do like how it is out of the box in terms of the detailed. I won't be doing any battle damaging or weathering on this. I like it pristine the way it looks. Who knows, maybe Hot Toys down the road will actually give us another version of this in a battle damaged. You never know. They like to pull out one-offs and certain things like that. But as you can see, the head there, just pop the hair off, and then you could swap the style. So the hair that I had on there was his hair kind of falling down, or kind of like in battle, and then this is the clean version. You just pop the hair on there right now, and you have a more clean look. But I really do like the presence of this figure. This is my favorite interpretation of Luke Skywalker. Personally, when I think of Luke, this is the version. So this is a figure that I've been really waiting for quite some time to get in hand. And I'm really excited about it. Like I said, there is some negative things I have about it, and mostly because of the way it was branded and packaged as a DX. But we're going to take a look at the figure on the base, which here you have it. So this is him staying on the base. This is how I'm going to have my figure actually displayed. I do have it plugged in with the USB-C, as you see behind there, and I do have it turned on in the light box. I will turn the lights down so you guys can see the full effect. But as you see the figure now with his gun up, this is how I'm having him displayed. I like that one moment where he gets shot up through the chamber, and he first arrives in the freezing chamber and he has his gun up, and then he hears the breathing of Darth Vader and puts his gun down. That's the moment that I wanted depicted in my display. But like I said, the display lit up, it has a presence. I'm not one that normally uses a lot of the stock displays from Hot Toys, but if you have this figure, you can't use it without the display. It's just an unbelievable piece. Now you can use it separately if you don't want those little accessories with the white lights. You don't have to use those if you don't have the space or a DTOF or something like that. You can remove that and then plug the wire straight into the circular base. But for me, I'm displaying the entire thing that way. And there was a few times, and I'm going to show you here how, when I mentioned, if you just gently pull one away, and notice right there, I pulled it away and the lights went off. Very simply, I barely even moved it. So you have to be really careful when these two pieces are displayed together. I am filming this one-handed and kind of fidgeting with it, but when you push them back together, it will turn the base back on. So I just wish there was more of a stronger connection, that when they're locked in, you kind of felt some kind of click or something like that to ensure that they're not going anywhere. But you just got to be really careful with that. So that's something I noted when doing the review. And like I said, right here you have it where they're together, and I'm just kind of calling that out, where, you know, if they slip apart, it will turn the other one off, as you see right there. I just barely jiggled it and it turned it off. And so you just got to be really worried about, you know, them being close together in your display. It's not a problem once it's on the display and everything's there. They're not going to move. I just noticed that when filming the review, I shifted the display base, and you see I just pushed them back together and it turned them back on. So one is the power source for the other, but there's not like a clicking mechanism to like make sure they're like locked together. But what we're going to do is I'm going to put the figure back on, and then I'm going to actually turn the lights off in the light box, and then give you my final reviews of this and some points in terms of why I think that this isn't worthy of a DX, in my opinion. So as you see here, we turned it off, and the display has an amazing presence in the light box. It looks fantastic, so I absolutely love this display base. A couple of the reasons why I feel like this isn't a DX. Obviously, this came out at an interesting time. It didn't come out around the 40th anniversary other figures, so it definitely came out later. And when this was announced as a DX, you know, it was pretty amazing to get all this stuff. But when you looked at the differences between this and the DX25, I felt like for the price difference, they really just could have embodied everything together. The DX25, like I said, comes with that battle damaged Darth Vader helmet and a Dagobah base. So it's a little bit of a different base with a Dagobah attachment to it, but you still get this base here. So I feel like they could have just combined everything into one SKU, and even if they charged a little bit more money. But the other issue I have with this is that there's not much, you know, more to it that makes it worthy of a DX to me. Later Star Wars releases, for example, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, started implementing USB lightsabers. This should have had a USB lightsaber, even if that meant them delaying the figure release a little bit. I really do think a USB lightsaber would have been that final great touch to it. Also in the packaging, you know, you got like a keychain or some kind of tchotchke item, whether or not people liked it or not. They stopped doing that with subsequent releases, like the Ahsoka figure. Like the Ahsoka, I didn't think that needed to be a DX either. So the DX line, I know it's been discussed on streams before. The DX line, I really feel like it has been really underwhelming the last few times. And this is another example of it, why I just think that for this price point, there's other Star Wars figures that are coming for more for less. Obviously, the base is a selling point, but for me, I don't think that this should have been a DX. This could have been a regular release, and who knows, we might get another one in the future that's battle damaged with a USB lightsaber. Nevertheless, I just wanted to give a quick review on this. I am still very happy with it overall, but I do have my concerns with the price point and where it was. But if you like the review, definitely leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts below if this should have been worthy of it. And make sure to like and subscribe if you don't mind, and hit that little notification icon again for future streams, alerts, and upcoming reviews that I have. And I will see you guys in the next review. Take care and have a great day, everybody.